Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. So today I just want to talk about raw milk because I'm quite a strong believer of it. I've been drinking it for a few years now. Up until then I was consuming pasteurized milk, only from cow, but decided to give the raw milk a go because I'd heard stories from both sides and I wanted to try it. So I managed to get a hold of some raw milk, which was actually quite difficult in the UK because there's a lot of strict measures in place. But I tried it and I found it actually really nice to drink. It was just a lot hard to explain. It just tasted a lot nicer than the pasteurized milk. So I stuck with it, but I decided to look a wee bit further into it, and I moved away from cow's milk and tried goat's milk, which was actually really nice. Kind of had quite a nice flavour to it, quite sweet. And I've been continuing to do a bit of research on it and finding that the sheep's milk is actually some of the best milk out there, raw. But it's a lot harder to get hold of, to be honest. I have found pasteurised raw milk in the supermarkets, but it's not really something I want to drink on a regular basis. I did try it just to see what it was like, and it was really nice. But the goal is to get the raw sheep's milk. The health benefits are exceptional, much easier to digest, minerals and vitamins from the milk as well are really quite high. So that is the mission for me. I'll be drinking the goat's milk at the moment, the raw goat's milk at the moment, until I can find a raw sheep milk supplier. But I do plan on actually getting sheep myself, and then I would milk them and have fresh raw milk for myself and the family. So I came across a few articles that I wanted to kind of get out there to people and try and help them and maybe considering moving into raw milk because it is much better for us as a health option and for our guts, and long term could be much better. So I came across a few articles which I was just going to relay back to you, some going as far back as 1928, whereas raw milk was promoted quite widely, and the status has changed quite a bit now. We're almost told that raw milk is dangerous, shouldn't be consumed, we should only be going with pasteurised milk. And obviously from what I've just explained to you, I totally disagree with this. So I've got some information here that I'll relay off to you and see what you make of it, and I'll put the links in the video's description so you can even read at your own leisure and make your own kind of decision on it. So there was two doctors, a Dr. J.F. Lehman and Dr. Crew. They were advocates for the raw milk. Hypocrites excited by suggesting raw milk alleviates TB. Dr. J.F. Lehman from Ohio State University noted its healing properties in 1928, and Dr. Crew from the Mayo Foundation reported excellent results using raw milk in treatments. You know, this is great that raw milk can be used in these areas, and we're not even seeing it today in these practices. So some of the highlights, the highlight benefits of raw milk include rapid improvement in pulmonary tuberculosis cases, marked reduction in edema, significant weight loss in certain medical cases, improvement in heart and kidney diseases, reduction in high blood pressure, sugar-free results in diabetes, alleviation of psoriasis, and a better dental health. So I've certainly found it helps my gut. It seems to be a lot more settled, and like I mentioned, the vitamins and minerals benefits from it because it's not cooked at a high heat. So we will touch on both sides, and there was risks associated with consuming raw milk according to the CDC. They had put out consuming raw milk can lead to serious health risks, especially for vulnerable populations. It can contain harmful germs that cause illness. The CDC advocates for pasteurization, and this is, if you don't know what that means, it's basically heating the milk to a high temperature to kill any bacteria, any kind of germs in the milk that can be generated from the production of it. So they believe this is the safest way to enjoy the milk's nutritional benefits. So like I just stated, the pasteurization will heat the milk to a high temperature, kills both beneficial and harmful bacteria as well as enzymes. You don't have this taking place in the raw milk because it basically comes straight from the udder to the table pretty much. So there's all the good bacteria in there for our gut, which is definitely a plus. The pasteurization will diminish the nutrients, proteins and enzymes, and destroys important vitamins like B6 and 12. So not great at all. Let's see what else the article makes of it. If you are going to consider consuming raw milk, I would go onto somewhere like Google, onto the internet, do a bit of research. There will be raw milk producers. When I certainly done my research, there is a number of websites, and it unfortunately had to be all transported on mail, which was a bit of an inconvenience because I couldn't find any local producers where I lived in the UK. So that was a wee bit frustrating, but I managed to source them, and that's where the journey started, like I said. Now I live in Poland. It's a lot more widely consumed, I would say, the raw milk. So there's actually a farm not too far away from me which I can get raw milk. We purchase it from the local market as well. There's a few gentlemen there selling it, so it's much easier to get a hold of here, both goat and cow. The goat, like I said, is what we drink. But I've still to find the raw sheep milk. There is sheep out there, I have seen them, but it's just trying to find them. So I will continue my search in getting that. So this was another article I came across. This is the Raw Milk Institute, and this was a letter to the medical professionals about raw milk, 2019. Quite interesting, so I'll go through it with you and you can make your own kind of decisions on this. The Raw Milk Institute has written a letter addressed to medical professionals about the benefits and safety of raw milk. This letter provides a comprehensive summary of the latest science on the nutritional and health benefits of raw milk, the negative impacts of pasteurization, and the safety of raw milk. So, nutritional benefits of pasteurized milk versus raw milk. Pasteurized milk is now known as one of the foremost allergenic foods. Scientific evidence against pasteurized milk is mounting. For instance, a study of nearly 800 European children found that children who consumed pasteurized milk were more likely to show signs of milk allergy, whereas children who consumed raw milk were protected from milk allergy. The process of pasteurization denatures and destroys many nutrients, so much so that the synthetic vitamins are added back in after pasteurization. The CDC, which we've touched on earlier in this discussion, argues that most of the nutritional benefits of drinking milk are available from pasteurized milk. How can it be when it's extremely heated? However, we'll continue, and the heating process of pasteurization inactivates some enzymes in milk, but scientists do not believe that these enzymes are important in human health. These conclusions are clearly outdated and in conflict with the most recent research. Current science has shown that pasteurization has a negative effect on the nutritive qualities of milk, and the impact is not inconsequential. Pasteurization of milk has been shown to 1. Reduce the bioavailability of calcium and phosphorus. 2. Reduce the presence of copper and iron. 3. Reduce vitamins A, B, complex C and E. Destroy beta-lactoglobulin, thereby decreasing intestinal absorption of vitamins A and D. Destroy probiotics including lactobacillus and pediococcus. Excuse me if I got pronunciations wrong. Inactive beneficial enzymes including lactase, alkaline phosphate and lactoperoxidase. Now this is just really interesting and a bit crazy what pasteurization does to milk. You can see it really breaks the milk down and does a lot of damage to quite an amazing piece of food from nature. In many ways, raw milk can be likened to breast milk. They both contain a wide array of beneficial nutrients, enzymes, vitamins and minerals in their natural form, which is most easily utilised by the body. Both raw milk and breast milk are designed to provide excellent nutrition and strengthen the immune system. We all know bringing a child into the world and on breast milk is the best way ever. We can't replicate nature. It's not possible. It is widely acknowledged that breast milk is the best food for the early years of life. However, raw milk is a natural next step after breastfeeding. Raw milk, and especially raw milk from pastured animals, is a great source of calcium, iron, vitamins A, D and K, phosphorus, zinc, conjugated linoleic acid and omega-3 fatty acids, plus many beneficial enzymes and probiotics. Raw milk contains many types of beneficial enzymes, yet these enzymes are inactivated by pasteurization. For instance, raw milk contains protease enzyme, which aids in digestion of proteins, and lipase enzyme, which aids in digestion of fats. Lactoperoxidase is a naturally occurring antimicrobial enzyme in raw milk. Alkaline phosphatase enzyme is attached to the fat globules in raw milk. Intestinal alkaline phosphatase enzyme is associated with decreased inflammation and lower rates of cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes. These and numerous other beneficial enzymes in raw milk are inactivated by pasteurization. So again, an up-to-date study showing the damage that pasteurization does to raw milk and how good raw milk is and how we should continue that on really from breast milk. So, but at the same time, if you are going to go out there and try the raw milk for the family, no matter what age they are, you have to do your homework. You've got to find a farmer that follows the correct guidelines, because you can get bacteria developing which can cause a lot of problems and threaten health for any age. So you need to really do your homework. Don't be shy to ask how the process of the milk happens, the measures, the hygiene measures that take place going from the udder to the bottle. So everything needs to be sterilised and very strictly kind of done. So moving on, beneficial probiotics in raw milk are diverse and abundant. These raw milk probiotics have a number of known health benefits. For example, raw milk contains a variety of living bacteria which facilitate the production of lactase enzyme in the intestine, which has been shown to help with lactose digesting in lactose intolerant people. Lactobacillia typically inhibit pathogenic organisms, reduce lactose intolerance, increase the immune response, and often are gastrointestinal intolerances. Other milk and dairy isolate that exhibit probiotic properties, include strains of Lactococcus lactis, as well as a variety of Pediococcus, Linoconostoc, Enterococcus, and Streptococcus isolates. Quite difficult words. I'm not sure if I pronounced them correctly, but hopefully I did. Strains of P. denrichi and to a lesser extent P. acidipropionci have begun to attract attention as potential probiotics as a consequence of studies revealing an ability, either alone or in combination with other probiotics, to reduce pathogen adhesion to mucus, increase bifidobacteria counts in the gut, aid in restoring a healthy gut microbiota, improve bowel movement, alleviate inflammatory disorders, and reduce allergy development in infants. Probiotics are destroyed by pasteurization. So I think that says it all in that part of the article I've read to you. Pasteurization is killing so much of this goodness. Raw milk is just amazing. So I'll go through the health benefits of raw milk, and then I'll cover the summary of the article and then give my summary. So health benefits of raw milk. From 1893 to 1999, the American Association of Medical Milk Commission certified clean, safe raw milk for human consumption and even medical therapeutic use. And this is where it's important. It needs to be clean and safe. Like I said, you need to do your homework on the farm and make sure they are taking the correct measures in place to collect that milk and give it to you. This certified raw milk was recognised to be of therapeutic benefits for infants, children and adults, so the whole family, right from when they start their life. This milk was used effectively in hospitals around the United States and was used to treat a wide variety of chronic diseases, including cardiovascular disease, renal disease, liver disease, hypertension, edema, asthma, arthritis, tuberculosis and diabetes. Dr. Charles Porter, MD, published the book Milk Diet as a Remedy for Chronic Disease, which details his use of raw milk diet in the treatment of over 18,000 patients over the course of 27 years. Now that's impressive. Dr. J.E. Crew, one of the founders of the Mayo Foundation, successfully used raw milk in his medical practice for over 15 years and said that results obtained in various types of disease have been so uniformly excellent that one's conception of disease and its alleviation is necessarily changed. When sick people are limited to a diet containing an excess of vitamins and all the elements necessary to growth and maintenance, they recover rapidly without the use of drugs, without bringing to bear all the complicated weapons of modern medicine. More recent scientific studies have shown that raw milk is associated with a number of tangible health benefits. A study of over 8,000 European children showed that raw milk consumption is associated with significantly lower rates of asthma and allergies. A study of over 900 European children concluded that continuous farm milk raw consumption in childhood protects against asthma at school age. A study of over 14,800 European children concluded that there is a significant inverse association between farm milk raw consumption and childhood asthma. Rhinoconjunctivitis, sensation to pollen, a mix of food allergens, and horse dander. A study of over 3,000 US adults concluded that raw milk, if the main type of milk is consumed in childhood, was also associated with reduced risk of atopy, and current raw milk consumption in adulthood intensified this beneficial effect. A study of over 3,000 USA adults concluded that raw milk consumption, particularly early in life, is associated with better pulmonary function in adulthood. A study of over 900 European children concluded that early life consumption of raw cow's milk reduced the risk of manifest respiratory infections and fever by about 30%. And finally, a study of over 4,000 European children found that consumption of raw milk was associated with a strong protective effect against enzyme. These studies specifically compared raw milk to pasteurized milk and have concluded that raw milk has significant health benefits over pasteurized milk. There you go. It's been said in all these studies, and we're not just talking 2 or 3 children or adults, we're talking in the thousands, and you can see the benefits there. So just to touch on the summary of that article, and then I'll give my own summary. So several medical associations, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, Canadian Medical Association and Australian Medical Association, promote a position against consumption of raw milk or raw milk products. The stated reasons for this position are that raw milk may contain dangerous pathogens and that raw milk does not possess any benefits over pasteurized milk. However, these conclusions are outdated and in conflict with the most up-to-date peer-reviewed and internationally published research. It is true that raw milk produced as intended for pasteurization and sourced from concentrated animal feeding operations is generally unsanitary and unsafe to consume raw milk. That's understandable because these operations probably don't have very good hygiene facilities, and the way the raw milk is obtained, it would be contaminated quite easily, so it needs to be pasteurized. Such milk is being produced in conditions where animal health is compromised, antibiotics are utilized, hormones are used to stimulate higher levels of milk production, there is an abundance of manure, and there is a corresponding high rate of pathogens. This type of milk is generally commingled with milk from multiple dairies, which increase the risk of pathogenic exposure. This type of raw milk is actually defined under the Grade A Pasteurized Milk Ordinance. At the Raw Milk Institute, we agree that the consumption of this type of raw milk is high risk. Now, of course, like I say, if the factory is of poor hygiene standards, manure being handled, there's going to be contamination and it needs to be pasteurised because it wouldn't be suitable for consumption. However, raw milk that is carefully and intentionally produced for direct human consumption is a low risk food with superb nutritional benefits. Again, what I've said numerous times, got to do your homework, got to find farms that are producing the raw milk and it's intended for direct human consumption, and then there will be a low risk. This type of raw milk is wholly different from raw milk being produced in unhygienic conditions. Raw milk intended for direct human consumption is produced in sanitary conditions. Raw milk intended for direct human consumption. However, raw milk that is carefully and intentionally produced for direct human consumption is a low risk food with superb nutritional benefits. This type of raw milk is wholly different from raw milk being produced in unhygienic conditions. Raw milk intended for direct human consumption is produced in sanitary conditions, with much more care to ensure that the animals are healthy and the milk is clean. This type of raw milk is tested often and held to rigorous standards to ensure it is being produced in a way that discourages pathogen growth. Carefully produced raw milk has numerous health advantages over pasteurised milk, whereas pasteurised milk is now recognised as a top food allergen and difficult to digest. Raw milk is actually a health supporting food which is rich therapeutic potential and easily digested by most consumers. Like breast milk, raw milk is a living whole food which produces excellent nutrition along with health supporting enzymes and probiotics. Raw milk has superior nutrient profile, whereas pastured milk has diminished nutrition with denatured proteins and fats. People who are lactose intolerant can often consume a raw milk with no maldigestion due to the presence of a variety of living bacteria which facilitate production of lactose enzyme in the intestines. Carefully produced raw milk is a health promoting food that has been made because of the simple fact that people are confusing it with commodity milk that has been produced with the intention to be pasteurised. Sadly, doctors and healthcare professionals routinely warn patients that raw milk is unsafe to consume, but there is ample evidence that this conclusion is not applicable to carefully produced raw milk. So go out there, do your homework, and give that raw milk a go. So just to take all that information and put a brief summary on it from me, in my kind of personal opinion, is ditch the pasteurised milk, get the raw milk. You can see from these studies that raw milk is safe to drink, provided it comes from the right source. Don't let people put you off by saying you've only got to drink the pasteurised milk, it's the safe way. I think if you can find a farm that produces clean, safe raw milk, I think you'll be doing your body wonders. Truly believe that. I've been drinking raw milk, like I said, for a number of years. It's great, it tastes so much nicer and much more enjoyable to drink, and then the health benefits, well, it's a win-win really for me. So yeah, go out, give it a shot, see if you can find a farmer that you're happy with. I'm sure they'll have all documentation. I'm sure if the farm is, clean and safe, they should have no bother even showing you around. Maybe they have a kind of a day where they can show people around how the milk is produced, just to secure customers and peace of mind. But yeah, give it a shot. I hope you do, and I hope it brings a lot of health benefits to you. But if you've got any questions on this video, please do leave them in the comments. I will answer every comment, and I'll do my best to answer them or point you in the right direction. If you would like to see any kind of new videos, any kind of topics discussed, mention that and I'll get one put together for you. But thanks for joining me on this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. It was interesting talking about this stuff, because I really am a strong believer of raw milk and trying to have a much healthier lifestyle. But please give me a like, share the video, and do subscribe and help my channel grow. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much, guys. Bye.